Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. Today I want to show you guys some brand new evidence that will once again reinforce the notion that when the astronauts went to the moon, when we walked on the moon, we were not alone up there. Over the years, I have documented on this channel countless pieces of photographic evidence, film footage, you name it, displaying the endless amount of anomalous activity that occurred during the moon landings, whether it was when they were actually walking on the moon or when they were orbiting around it. So today I'm going to show you some new images that show, without a doubt, an unknown spacecraft that does not belong to us, that is seen moving above the astronauts while they're walking on the moon in two separate frames. Alright, two separate photographic frames that are actually 7 frames apart. And this is just mind-blowing stuff. Now I'm also going to show you some of my favorite pieces of film footage and lunar photography that will show you some of, in my opinion, the best evidence for alien activity on the moon that has been ever documented on the internet. So if you are a skeptic, or you believe that we're alone on this planet, and that the moon is just a barren wasteland and that nothing's up there, well, hopefully this video will help bring things into perspective and just maybe change your mind. So we're going to start off with these new photographs here. You're seeing the first frame. These 2 frames were taken during the Apollo 17 mission. The frame numbers for these, and I'll put these in the video description, are AS17-134-20416. The second frame number is AS17-134-20424. So you're seeing the full zoomed out frame here. This was taken by one of the astronauts while they were walking on the moon. They had already landed. You can see the vehicle tracks here in the lunar regolith, or moon dust. We see some hills and craters off in the distance. And if you haven't noticed it yet, I want you guys to look up in the sky and notice that there's an object up there catching sunlight. And this is our little friend. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. And what we find is, without a doubt, a vehicle, well, an unidentified object of some kind that does not belong to us. This is not the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, looks nothing like this, and this is not the Lunar Orbiter. And just from looking at this thing looks completely alien. And do I really need to say more about it? Just look at it. Look at the sunlight reflecting off of this thing. Now, as I said, we've caught this thing moving in a separate image. So let's go to that next frame. Alright, so here we are. This is actually another photograph taken 7 frames later with the Hasselblad cameras that the astronauts had attached to their chest. We are also seeing a different area of the moon. Alright, this shot was taken in a different direction, which means that this object, whatever it is, it's following them. It has moved its position in the sky and has now moved over to this portion of the sky. So you're seeing the zoomed out shot here. Once again, we can see the object eerily sitting up above the astronauts, almost as if to watch. Again, we see the sunlight reflecting off of it. So let's go ahead and zoom in. So once again, we have another view of this object. It's moved its position. The shot of it here is not as good as the original frame, but nonetheless, we have clear-cut evidence of movement here. Let's go ahead and just cycle back and forth between the 2 frames just to show you this thing's movement. And, use your common sense here. This is obviously an object, it's obviously moving, and if it's not one of ours, then that really only leaves one other possibility. The astronauts were being watched. And from all of the evidence that I've seen over my years of research, the claim that our moon currently is, or has been in the past, inhabited by alien beings is without a doubt legitimate. So you say you might need some more evidence, especially if you're new to the channel. Well then, let's go ahead and show you some more evidence. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to play these pieces of film footage as well as these photographs, and I'm just going to let you guys sit back and watch. I don't think I need to narrate here. You guys get the point. you're going to see all of this anomalous activity that was captured by the astronauts either above the moon, on the way to the moon, or while they were walking on the surface. And by the end of the video, if you still believe that we were alone when we walked on the moon, well, then I can only ask that you keep an open mind, continue following the channel, and deprogram yourself from everything that you think you know and that you've been taught. So without further ado, enjoy the vid.